Wait.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the corner. I'm having a wonderful day. A decent day, at least, and slightly above average. Maybe you have Monday as your day off and you're really just relaxing. I hope that perhaps this channel or my secondary channel, Midwestly, is providing a little bit of entertainment. If it is, please make sure to click that red subscribe button down below. I will promise to continue to deliver you the news every single workday, sometimes on Saturdays, because, well, I've got nothing better to do. Now, I know that interest seems to be waning a little bit in the Gabby, Petito, Brian Laundries situation, but over the weekend, the circus has kind of started to ramp up. There's been a lot of people who are coming out of the woodwork to cover this situation. I've seen psychics on TikTok and, you know, endless sightings, endless people that were sure they saw him, and then they get a bunch of viral views. Look, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say, you know, why are you covering? You know, I'm covering something that I wouldn't normally cover, but also because she was a YouTuber. Really, I think if this case had not had the YouTube tie, it wouldn't have been something that, you know, would have been on everyone's radar. But over the weekend, things are starting to take some circus-like turns here. But to give you the most up-to-date, there is the search that is currently happening in the nature preserve and what we all knew was a total waste of time. Gabby's parents throwing that Brian's parents, excuse me, throwing that out there as a red herring to have law enforcement spend thousands of man hours looking for him in a place where I believe they knew he never was. Is it possible that he's out there and he's evaded the searches, he's evaded the alligators, he's evaded everything else? Yes, okay, it's possible. It seems extraordinarily unlikely at this point, and now they are basically scaling back that search. You could see Dog, the bounty hunter. So essentially, where we have our now protesters are showing up at the parents' house to demand that the parents cooperate. And again, I don't know exactly how to feel about this. I mean, I understand why they might feel the way they do, why they want to protect their son. I understand that. But at some point, maybe you've got to realize that these other parents are parents too. Now, if we go back, remember the story of these officers who had pulled over Gabby and her beau. And there was this idea that, oh man, the 911 dispatcher never told these officers that this thing happened. Well, it turns out that they in fact were. Minutes after Utah PD were told about the report of a man striking her and taking off in a white Ford Transit van with Florida plates, officers pulled over the two and appeared to zero in on her as the aggressor, radio dispatch recordings show. RP reporting party states seeing a male strike female domestic. The dispatcher states around 4:38. He got into a white Ford Transit van, has a black ladder on the back, Florida plate. The dispatch audio first obtained by Fox shows that the dispatcher did in fact inform the officers that Laundrie had been the aggressor. And it looks like they went on to ignore that. These officers are probably going to be in a little bit of trouble, I would imagine. And now as protesters are gathering, we see allegedly, according to Dog, more than 1,000 new tips have come in. But first, before that, sleuths think she may be holding a pew-pew in photos after possible pew-pew seen in Brian's bedroom. Now, I don't know, I can't really tell what that is. It looks like an American flag skinned Glock or something like that. I don't know if I would call that disturbing. I mean, she's clearly holding it for a picture. I don't know. You see the short clip appears to document moments from the blogger's adventures and travels. It's titled Reminiscing 2020 Memories. We have a lot of big plans for this new year. She appears to tease her followers with a potential road trip that includes a hashtag van life travel. I don't know. The weapon itself probably needs to be located. If you're the law enforcement, but I mean, unless it was used in the other issue, in the actual crime, I'm not really sure it's relevant. A person in the field just before the van is shown, there's no evidence there was any person. There's a lot of wild theories going around. Claims that Gabby may be pregnant are pure speculation. It's not known if she was expecting a baby at the time of her disappearance. Dozens of wild theories, including speculation that Laundry may have a burner phone after spotting changes to social media platforms that have gone viral since Gabby's disappearance. I mean, this is the problem when you have like these national cases. You get so many wild tips that you spend more time ruling things out that you never should have, never actually found, than ever actually feeling good tips. You have Dog the Bounty Hunter, and I don't know how I feel about this. This feels a little slimy. I think Dog had a good network of snitches in I think in Colorado and Hawaii where he did his work. He does have a large fan base. People that might be willing to tell him something that they might not be willing to tell someone else. But he says that he's joined the search and says he's received more than 1,000 leads. From a legality standpoint, I don't think Dog the Bounty Hunter actually has any legal rights to be involved in this, from what I can understand. Dog told Fox and Friends he hopes to zero in on the potential location within 48 hours. One man versus the entire FBI. Well, maybe they're all pretending to be, they're all still at the Capitol in their polo shirts. Maybe he will do it. At this point, I don't know what to think. Dog Chapman said Monday has received more than 1,000 tips since joining the search for the 23-year-old Florida man who's been declared a person of interest. We've gotten over 1,000 leads, so we're going through all those, said the famed bounty hunter on Fox and Friends. I would say within 48 hours, we'll probably have the location where we'll start tracking at. Officials have been searching for Laundry for over a week, and according to officials, the search will likely be scaled back and targeted based on tips. That's probably what it should have been in the first place, rather than letting his parents send you guys out on this wild goose chase. You see him saying, these Christians get together. Please pray that God will lead me through this wilderness right up to it, and then I'll be able to bring him in alive. Laundries returned to his parents on September 1st in the van that they traveled with, but without Gabby. Her passing, according to the autopsy, has been ruled non-accidental, but officials have not disclosed how she passed. Now, sometimes they hold this information because, they want to know, there's only a certain number of people that might actually know, how she passed, and they might want to use that against him. You have these guys, essentially Dog is just trespassing. He shows up at the door. The mom called 911 on him. So, I don't know. You see people saying, I would suspect his parents helped him buy a cheap used car to get away in. The car would be used for him to get into the mountains. Laundry understands car camping, where to park without creating attention. He will abandon an older car with a Florida registration, which will still be in the previous owner's name, somewhere near a trailhead. The car will sit unnoticed for weeks, giving him a big head start. Good luck, Dog. He will be tough to find off the grid, especially now that there are fewer hikers to spot him in the off-season. That's actually a good point. The camper, do we know if the camper was ever returned? I don't know. He says Dwayne is vastly different from a lot of ex-cons, and he's openly talked about it. He learned from every mistake and poor choice he made and has helped many along the way. And for those naysayers, Dog was asked to join the investigation. He has always worked alongside police and helped apprehend people no one else could. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't say I'm a huge Dog the Bounty Hunter fan. I remember watching his show for a while. It was pretty, entertaining. I don't know. I hope, look, if he's in it just for some clout, but he also helps in the investigation, sure, fine by me. News anchor suspended in dispute over coverage of Gabby Petito and Woman of Color report. Good. Now, they didn't do this to Joy, or whoever was the other person, Joy Barr, or whatever her name was, who said that. But a lot of people have been saying, Somerville, who is white and has an adopted black daughter, was said to have pushed back against management after being told his suggestion was inappropriate. The sources told the outlet that Somerville wanted to acknowledge disparities in media attention between the cases of white women and those of indigenous women of color. So you have the news media trying to get woke, and you get fired for it. So, I don't hate that either. So kind of a smattering of updates. We may see nothing now for weeks on end, and that's really unfortunate. But hopefully Brian will do the right thing and turn himself in. And if he's innocent, then let him come in and prove it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.